What's up, Explorers? I'm Jeff from the Cloud Explorers, and welcome back to the Microsoft AI Advent Calendar, the Winter Party Exploration Series. Hey, and it's time for the 4th episode, which means it's time to open up box number 4. And today we're gonna talk about quotas and limits of the Azure OpenAI Service. Why? Because we want to limit everything. So let's jump in. Well, the Azure OpenAI quotas, service quotas and limits is described on the quotas and limits page, which you can find down below. It consists of 2 major topics: the actual quotas and limits, which basically explains the limit name, limit value, different capacities, max files per resource, daily quota limit to capacity units per 6 requests per minute. The only really interesting thing here is, I'm not going to read out the whole thing for you, is the maximum prompt token request, as it varies per model. It really depends on the type of model. What your prompt maximum is: 32K is 32K, 8K is 8K, etc., etc. And the second part is actually regional quota and limits. This was, for me, I guess, the most interesting information. It depends on the regions what the quota is. So for GPT 3.5 Turbo, we have token limit for 240K token limit per minute in East US, South Central, etc. And North Central Australia, East, etc. is 300K. And this goes on. This list goes on for every model that is available. Obviously, the advice is to, well, remain within the limits. And there are some methods to implement that. Well, retry logics, shop changes, test different loads, etc., etc. Increase your quota assigned to your deployment. And finally, if you do really need to change or have a higher threshold, a higher limit, you can request that actually by submitting a service request. And this link actually goes to the AI services support and help option, and kind of loses you here what needs to be done. There is actually a quicker way of doing this, and I'll show you this later on. So with regards to documentation, this is pretty much it. The rest of the interesting stuff is inside the service actually. And when you open up the service with the minimum permissions, you actually end up with this page. As you can see on the top right corner, there is a failed to fetch deployments quota information. And what this means is you need, on a subscription level, the accounts that you're going to use to view the quotas needs cognitive services usage reader permission, and it takes some time to get granted, normally a couple of minutes, but I played around with it and it felt a bit inconsistent, so I went ahead and actually granted it to my current account. So if we jump back to the resource group where we have the service, I have it open already here on the quotas. If you go to that page, you can actually see your usage and the limit and the percentage that you're hitting for the standard ones. As you can see, they are region bound. So if we go to a different region, you'll have a different one. The provisioned limits for actually the provisioned models. So this is the standard. This is for the provisioned, the ones that I have provisioned in that region. Any other ones, and the most interesting thing here is actually the request quota, and this makes it way easier than this Azure AI Services support and help options, as you can simply click on request quota. It will open in a new page, and you get the form which you can fill in, and hopefully Microsoft will oblige your request. And there's one additional interesting thing to show you with regards to quotas, limits, and actually more towards availability of models. And that's if we go to deployments, we can, to models, and we can create a custom model. As you can see, fine-tuning is currently unavailable in the region due to capacity constraints, which is kind of part of the regional quota limits. And as you can see with this instance, which is in East US, I'm not able to create capacity, due to capacity constraints, I'm not able to create fine-tunings on my model. And that is all there is to know about quotas and limits. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, I suggest you check them out. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, download the shit out of it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.